sound, yeah, my name ring bells, yeah, my name ring bells, yeah, my name ring bells. What you do? Getting money, switching cars and chickens like it's nothing, blowing heads in the air, yeah, I'm always in the sun. You hear that damn sound, yeah, my name ring bells, yeah, my name ring bells, yeah, my name ring bells. What you do? Getting money, switching cars and chickens like it's nothing, blowing heads in the air, yeah, I'm always in the sun.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is something circulating around the internet saying that Billy Joe Saunders got arrested. And Conspiracy G is going to fill us in on this story.
All right, people. So, yeah, I can see my screen. And this is from AJ Live and Direct. I know he's like a boxing fan from Scotland. Salute to him. I don't know if this is real or not, but I'm just going to report the news. So it says, sources, Billy Joe Saunders has been arrested after an altercation outside a hospital with a doctor, nurse, and security. Sources claim Saunders attempted to bribe medical staff in exchange for scans of another patient's injury, which escalated into a physical altercation. And when you scroll down, he got an update. Update. The scans in question supposedly belong to a young man with an orbital fracture. I'll update you guys with more as they come. All right. So then, hold on a minute. When asked for a comment, Billy Joe's lawyer told sources, "Don't let the fish see the bait." Random. Billy Joe actually responded to AJ Live and Direct. Y'all still see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right. Billy Joe with the laughing emojis. Can we also add kidnapping? Yeah, so that's your boy, Billy Joe Saunders.
All right, G, man, you just presented it to us. What's your take on the sources in the alleged incident?
I'm going to say this. I don't know if this is facts, but all I'm saying is, if in fact this is correct, I don't want to jump out the window like my man Ned or nothing, but I have to say, yo, this is a sucker move. I can't believe Canelo hurt you that bad when you gotta run to a hospital and beg for some scans from a child. That's kind of crazy. You know? Yo, listen.
Scans from a child. It sounds like a show or something.
This is crazy. This is crazy. If in fact this is real, yo, and you know me, I don't even like disrespecting fighters like that, but we need to change your name to Billy Joe Saunders, the Gypsy Queen, because
the views and opinions of G.
Hold on.
I reflect Boxing Bros as a whole and all the other faces you see on the screen.
I'm saying, if in fact these claims are true.
Wow, G.
No, hold on.
You said you wasn't going to jump out the window, G.
I ain't even jump out the window yet. I'm down about the
You ain't jump yet? You ain't jump yet? All right, go ahead.
I'm looking out the window, but I'm like, should I do it? Now, this is where I jump out the window. If in fact this is true, ban this dude from boxing, yo. For real. You have to ban this guy. This is the same dude that was on PEDs, same dude making jokes about beating up on women. And now this dude is causing a ruckus because he quit on the stool, but he don't want people to call him a quitter. So he's ready to fight a whole hospital staff for a child's fractured scans. Bro, this is pitiful, man. I'm just saying. And then on top of that, he jokes talking about kidnapping. I'm just saying. I don't really believe in cancel culture, but if I had to, he'd be my first pick.
Wow. This man G said that this dude engaged in child scanography. All right. Trill Dollar Bill, what you gotta say about all this, man?
Yo, G, I ain't gonna jump out the window. Proceeds to take his shoes off, open up the window.
No parachute, dog.
I look at all y'all like, yo, I'm kids, fellas.
He jumps out, arms open.
And fellas, walk with me.
I'm not even sharing an Uber with this dude on this one.
What?
Oh, man.
He said skydive with me.
Yeah, skydive with me.
Oh man. Say it ain't so, Billy Joe. Say it ain't so, Billy Joe. I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I don't know if this is one of those tabloids or something. All I'm gonna say it ain't so, Billy Joe. But I understand he got to do whatever he got to do to, if this is true. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this is an offense where he should be banned from boxing. But I know that this will hurt him. This will hurt his credibility. And as far as going forward, everybody's going to be, he don't want to be known as a quitter. And I'm sure that's probably lingering over his mind, like, oh, and maybe I go get these documents that said this really happened instead of saying I had a bruised eye. Or orbital fracture sounds worse than a bruised eye. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he was trying to, help his career, maybe for in the future. With negotiating, you don't want to be known as the guy who quit. You're a quitter. How are you going to promote that? You can promote you as a warrior who got your orbital bone broken and you try to continue, but you couldn't. Nobody can argue against that.
Yeah, and also the comments he made about Daniel Dubois.
Yeah, and that backfiring against him.
How about that?
Yeah, so him doing this, I can understand. I don't think this is he should be banned from boxing. I think this will hurt him personally, his credibility and how fans see him. But say it ain't so, Billy Joe.
All right. TVE.
Man, listen. I ain't even gonna go at Billy Joe for what just happened. I'm saying Canelo whooped you in May, and you still in the hospital? You still in the hospital? I ain't even mad at you at this point, man. If you're trying to get out that place and they see you're not even mentally capable you're not mentally functionable. Ah, man, it's a rough life for this man. Pray for BJS, yo. That's all I gotta say. Pray for that man. He can't get out the hospital. He got his behind whoop in May, and he's still out there. He's still down and out, man. Yo, Cook. It's crazy, man. Yo. Pray for that man.
This is very interesting because it says sources. Every time you see sources, I think cite your sources. Doesn't cite the sources. Now, I don't know how reliable this guy's Twitter account is. I don't want to disrespect the person because maybe this is someone who really did do their homework, really did do a great job with journalism, and is actually reporting something. However, I tried to search this story from a source that I would consider to be more reliable. A source that could potentially be sued for libel, slander, if they published something like this and it wasn't accurate, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So for me, I'm very skeptical about this story. So I want to make it very clear before I even entertain this story that I am pretty much certain that this is false based on the lack of circulation that this story is getting. However, because it's out there, right? So and anything's possible, right? So if this actually happened, for me, I'm not going to go at Billy Joe Saunders too much other than to say, perhaps you should show more respect to other fighters like Daniel Dubois when they're in a certain situation. Because I was always told, never judge a man where he's at because you don't know how far he's come, right? And it's easy to say what you will do, but you don't know until you're in those shoes, right? And so it's easy to say like, oh, I would have done this, I would have done that. But you don't know until you're actually in that situation. Like I remember I used to say like, yo, if I get hit by a car, I'm going to lay down, I'm going to act hurt, I'm going to do all this. And when I actually got hit by a car, the first thing I did was jump up and check myself.
Yeah, facts.
Because my mind wasn't thinking about playing. My mind's like, yo, am I okay? I forgot about all that. It did later on. I'm like, should I fall down now? Like, but like, delayed reaction, right? But in actuality, you don't really know what you're going to do until you're in that situation. Like I told myself my whole life since I was like 12, oh, if I get hit, I'm going to do whatever. Then around 19, it actually happened. And the first thing I did was jump up and check myself. And I'm absolutely glad that I was okay. So Billy Joe Saunders, you thought that if you were ever in a similar situation, then James Dubois, you was going to be this warrior that was going to fight through it or whatever. But we saw that wasn't the case. Broken over the bone or not, because we've seen fighters fight with broken bones, broken jaws, broken everything. So, one, you got out of the fight. Some people say it's quitting, whatever. You preserved yourself. The other thing I'm thinking is, if this is true, it's sad that we've arrived to a point in boxing where people would rather push a lie than the truth. People will go to great lengths to appease their fanboys rather than just simply come out and say, yo, he was the better man on that night, and I couldn't continue. And if you think that there's something wrong with that, you get in the ring and beat Canelo. That's it. That would be fine with me, because, you know, there's nothing wrong with losing. And this is the thing. People make it seem like, oh, being undefeated is, being undefeated is a great thing. But if you take challenges and you take risks, you're probably going to lose at some point. Like Floyd Mayweather's undefeated, but he's lost in the amateurs. He's lost in the amateurs. He's taken some losses. No one goes undefeated throughout the course of their life. Actually, bouncing back from adversity is admirable. Like, it's something that, like, people respect. Even within yourself. Like, there's a certain story you could tell when you bounce back from adversity that you can't really tell if you've always been successful. Everybody walks a different path. So, Billy Joe, this is just your path. Thomas the Hitman Hearns lost to Sugar Ray Leonard, worked his way back to the rematch, and it was a controversial draw, but guess what? Hitman Hearns walked out knowing I did what I had to do. You know, try that. Work your way back. If this is true, now I'm not, once again, I started off from the beginning. I'm not saying I'm buying this. For me, anything's possible, but more likely than not, this story is not true. But if it is, I'm just bringing these points out for just in case they are, because I don't want to just flat out like dismiss it, although like I don't believe it's true. Maybe this person really did do some journalism and whatever, I don't know. However, it doesn't matter. At this point in the sport, we've reached the fanboy era where all you got to do is appease your fanboys and that's it. And so for me, it's just a sad thing for that reason, more so than Billy Joe quit, because I don't really care. I wasn't in there. I wasn't taking the pain. And unless I was in that situation, I don't know what I would actually do. So I'm not going to judge Billy Joe. But it's sad that the fanboy era is, you know, upon us.
Yo, and also to add, if in fact AJ live and direct dude was lying, we have to nominate him as Boxing Troll of the Year, because so many people are retweeting it, commenting under the post and under Billy Joe. So I'm like, bro, yeah, you missed the world. You know what I mean?
Bro, I don't know the saying. One of you may know it. It's like a lie could get around the world gets around the world twice before the truth could even present itself. Something like that. That doesn't surprise me. If you make up a juicy enough lie, it's going to spread and people Glovegate. You talking about Troll of the Year, Glovegate, Spike Water, all that still is bigger than that. None of that's been substantiated. None of that has been proven.
We got to come up. We got to find out who's the source of Glovegate. You know what I mean? Watergate. Well, Watergate, that's Wilder. But who's the originator of Glovegate? Because that's going to be the other person that's going to be nominated for it.
Yeah, if we can find that person deserves a lot, because that person set off a chain of events that just, you know, so yeah.
JD's. Y'all know who it is. Y'all let us know how y'all feel about Billy Joe in the comment section. Please like and subscribe and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And also, please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. You know who we are. We're the Boxing Bros.
You're welcome.